In this video, I will demonstrate how to install all the necessary software to run the notebooks of this course. In order to do that, since the notebooks are all Python based, these are all new Jupyter notebooks in Python, we need to, first of all, install particular distribution for Python, and my advice is to use Anaconda. Anaconda is a very popular Python distribution. Many of you might already have Anaconda installed on your laptops or computers, so maybe this is redundant, but for those of you who don't, you just Google Anaconda download, you go to the download Anaconda distribution. You can skip the registration if you don't want to register your email address with the Anaconda website, and it brings you to this page where you have three different distribution formats for three different operating systems. I'm working on a Mac, so I will use the Mac distribution. But if you work with Linux or Windows, you are welcome to use, of course, the distribution that pertain to your operating system. I'm not very fond of graphical installers, so what I will do, I will download the Apple Silicon command line installer here, and this will be saved in the download folder on this laptop. Okay, in this installation, we will work with a terminal. So you will have to open a terminal. Terminal on a Mac is under the application folder in the subfolder utilities. We will need to go into the downloads folder where we have downloaded this particular file, Anaconda 3, etc. This is the installer for the Anaconda Python distribution. So the first thing to do is to change the permissions for this file. Just use chmod +X and then the name of the file, and then we'll this script just by writing dot backslash and the name of the file. This this command will activate the installation, and you just follow the instructions on the screen. You review the license, just pressing the space bar until you get to the end, and then you approve the terms, and this is the best location to install it, so leave it as the default location, and just click return, and the script now will install the whole Anaconda package. Now that we have downloaded the Anaconda Python environment, we need to install some additional components, additional libraries for in order to use the notebooks in the course. So we already we need to create a new environment using a specific version of Python that I have here in the install instructions in the install folder. So just copy and paste into the terminal so that you can create this new environment. Once the environment is created, you need to activate it in order to access it. Now you see that in the command line, you see that there is this complex in parentheses. That means that you are in the Python environment that corresponds to the complex environment system. Now that we have this and we have activated the environment, we need to install a series of libraries. And we start from the music network library. That is the one that I have developed and that is well discussed in the lectures. So just copy and paste and run the pip install music network command. Now, when you run this installation command, you might encounter errors because of missing libraries. And some of the libraries that you might need, depending on the error message that you get, if you get any, are listed here. This is the way of installing these libraries in the Mac operating system using the homebrew like package manager. The homebrew package manager looks like this. So you might need, for instance, to install a library that is called FLAC. And the way of doing this is just run the command in the terminal brew install FLAC. If you don't have homebrew installed, you will have to install it first. And the instruction on how to do this are in the website of Homebrew. It's very simple. You just need to run a command line instruction either in Mac OS or in Linux. Okay, so now that we have this, we can keep, so this installation has been successful. We can keep going down in the list here of other packages that need to be installed. So this is another one. So let's install also the next one. And the last one. Now, the most delicate part of this installation is to make sure that the audio server works. And the audio server is also part of a Python library that is called PYO that has been already installed in this procedure. So in order to check that the audio server works, let's open the interactive shell, import PYO, that is a library that contains all the codes that relate with the audio server. Then define the server itself. And then start the server. Now, we need to verify that we are able to produce some sound. So let's define a simple sine wave at 440 hertz. And then let's play it. Sound comes out, so now we can stop it. That means that our installation is successful. Another aspect that we need to consider when we run the notebooks is that in the notebooks there are some elements of musical notation to show actually in regular score format what we are hearing or what kind of music we are producing. Now, in order to do that, we need another software. We need a notation software, and the best option that is free and open source is to use a program that is called MuseScore. And so in order to have MuseScore part of your applications, you need to download it from here. So you just look for MuseScore Studio. You go down here, download for desktops. So you download it. And what you actually download is not the program itself, is this Muse Hub, that is the package manager for MuseScore. You just drag it into the application folder, and then from the application folder, you have to open it. And go to apps. You don't need to start this. You go here, you navigate to MuseScore Studio, and you install it. Let's verify that MuseScore has been installed properly, so let's open it. And it seems that it works. We don't need to keep this one open, so we just close it here. What we need to do is to actually create a link so that the Python code can see that in order to display music in musical notation, it needs to use the MuseScore program. And in order to do this, there are here the instructions. In the install folder, there is a file that is called music21rc.txt. This file needs to be moved or copied into the home folder and renamed .music21rc. So if you copy this command and you go back to your terminal and you make sure that you are in the right directory, what you do is you move, you paste the command move music21rc.txt to home.music21rc. And now you should be ready to display music in the notebooks. In order to verify that and also test that our installation is complete, let's open a blank Jupyter notebook. That is the framework that we use in all the notebooks in the course. And in order to do this, you just run from here. This opens basically a web page that it's centered on the folder where I run the command. And what I want to do, I want to create a new Python notebook that is automatically called untitled. And this is how it looks. It looks like it's organized in cells. I encourage you actually to go online and see the documentation for Jupyter Notebook. Again, you can look for it online, and you'll find a lot of information about how to run it and how to use it. Okay, so in order to check that the notation software has been properly linked, let's import some functions from my library. Don't worry about the exact kind of thing that I'm writing here. Is just for testing. We will talk about this library later on. So let's import from network.comp.display notes. Import display notes, and then from music network.com music. import rest node node sec. Now that we have imported this, we can actually define a sequence of nodes. Let's do it here. Sec equal node sec node 0, comma rest 1 4, comma node C#8. Then display nodes back. And now we have the notation verified. The program is working. A particular, I mean, if you guys work on a Linux system, there is some additional step that you have to take in order to make this audio server work. Because the way in which the Linux architecture deals with sound, audio is different from the Mac operating system. So in order for Linux and for PYO, the module that we tested earlier for the sound generation, to work in Linux, we need to use a different sound server that is called Jack. This one. You need to install the Jack audio connection kit on your system, but you actually have to compile by hand the PYO module, specifying that you want a version that works with Jack. So this is something that unfortunately you need to do manually. There is no automatic installation for PYO using Jack. In order to do that, I encourage you to go to the PYO GitHub distribution that is here. Go to the PYO, to the install instructions. And actually you have to go to compiling PYO from sources. And that means that you have to basically start from the source code that is in the GitHub repository. And then what you need to use is to run this installation, use Jack. So use Jack is what you need in order to PYO to work on a Linux system. The other piece of information that you need here is that in order for PYO to work on the Jack, using the Jack system has to be activated on your machine. So you have to first open a Jack server. Once the Jack server is open, then PYO can access that server and use it for generation or reproduction of sound. Of course, there are many ways that these things can go wrong, but if you if you run into difficulties, make sure that you read the error messages that you get, because on those error messages, it will be written what is that you are missing. We talked about libraries like the ones here that might be missing on your system that you need to install, and the same if you're running with PYO. But the instructions here are very clear, and there is a lot of documentation online that you can follow.